This is something different. Now we have a 2014 Patrol Royale V8. So this thing came all the way from Mindanao. We're gonna be doing everything. What do I mean by everything? We already have the Nismo body kit that's arrived. We'll be unpacking that in a while. We'll be doing Brembo brakes front and rear. We'll be doing a full exhaust. We'll be doing a Unichip tune. Then he has a gauge that he ordered from Carburetor. It's a Canadian company which turns the analog gauge into digital. And of course, we're gonna paint up the bumper and body kit as well. So let's see what we're dealing with here. I actually drove one of these things in America. It's called a Nissan Armada, so it's the same chassis. The headers that we have actually are installed here, ordered from the USA. They're for the Armada, which has the same exact V8 engine as this one. So basically, this is the equivalent of a Land Cruiser that's gasoline, or if you want, a Lexus LX 470 at a slightly cheaper price. Take a look under the hood. There you go. Ooh. And there it is. Oh, I'll be ordering a drop-in filter for this also. Too bad everything that we're going to be doing is, you really can't see it here from the top. That's pretty typical of any V8 engine, be it a Mustang, Expedition, Lexus. You have to lift up the whole thing to be able to see what's underneath it. But what's important is that we make power from this one. So the first step that we're going to be doing is we'll be putting it on the dyno, see how much power it makes. This is actually one of the earlier Patrol Royales here, so they're about 340 horse rated, and this thing's a full-time four-wheel drive. So from what we know about four-wheel drives, it's easily anywhere from 70 to 90 horses out the window right then and there because of the four-wheel drive system from the rated horsepower. So we're expecting 250-ish horse from this. Okay, so let's get to work. Okay, this is the Nismo body kit, not this one, this is for the BMW, but these are the side steps. We're having the rest of the bumpers brought out, so the whole thing comes with this. It's aluminum side step here. Ooh, that is sweet. That is nice. Well, it's white, so we'll body color this to black. That will leave this red stripe here. That's what you're buying actually. So that's that. That's the side skirts, side steps. This is the big ass box with the bumpers on it. That's the rear. That's the rear bumper. Still have to primer it. The rest of this is the front bumper, chin, this one we'll leave alone. This is what you're buying. Yeah, that red stripe on the chin. And that's the front bumper right there. Then the rest is the grille, the lights, everything. So we'll be doing a step-by-step assemble of this. and with everything, even the exhaust. So yeah, baseline dyno first. Okay, we've taken out the stock manifold of the Nissan Patrol, and this is it. This is the stock one. Then these are the headers that we're going to be changing it to. So there's no 41421 on this one. Okay, whatever you read on the internet, disregard it. That only pertains to 4-cylinder old Honda vehicle. So none of that. Take it away, throw it out. This is a V8. There's only one configuration for the V8, and it is a 4-1 long tube runner. This is it. So it's 4 because it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It becomes 1 right here. And how this thing makes power is that because most people think that the tube here is bigger, the port here is bigger. No, it doesn't work that way. How it makes power is because this tube is long like that, and this one is short. I think it's easier if I draw it here. We think of exhaust headers as roads on the very simple. Let's think of this parking lot. On the stock header, you have 4 exits: 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 road going out. On the performance header, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then going out. I don't think you need any kind of engineering degree to realize that this parking lot with this kind of road has the cars go out here faster than this. No science needed, no fancy degree, just common sense. The longer the road here, instead of having intersections like this, you actually have 1, 2, 3, well, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, actually 4 here intersections, where there's only 1 intersection here that merges smooth instead of 90 degrees like this. We all know when driving, when you have to make a 90-degree turn, you slow down significantly. With the long tube header, you don't really slow down as much as this one. So this is how it makes power. And if you look at here again, you have a catalytic converter here. So the equivalent of that is actually as the road, you have the cat here. This is rocky road. So again, the car will slow down before exiting to the rest of the exhaust. So that's how this header makes power. The material is stainless steel. There cannot be any other material. There's some people who actually ask if it's made of aluminum. No, you cannot have aluminum for exhaust. It will melt. Aluminum is not a material that's used for any sort of exhaust tubing, especially if it's this thin. It's not possible. So stainless steel is the ideal material for this one. Where people ask, can you use titanium? Yes, if you have the money to pay for it, go ahead.
you actually fall off your chair if you hear how much a titanium header is. It costs as much as a second-hand car. So don't bother asking anymore and don't bother researching on the internet. So whenever you research the internet, it's all wrong. Well, it's not wrong. It's you who are interpreting it wrong and you are taking bits and pieces of what you read and then taking only the parts that you understand or the parts you like. You disregard everything else that you don't understand, and that's not the way to do research. So anyway, there's two of this one. This other than that, there's the left side and right side right there of the engine. So we're going to be installing this now. So we actually took this off and we're installing this. Then this one will have to connect together with a Y section. We have the engine here. This is map 1, map 2. This will connect to the Y section in the middle, and we'll have our muffler here, and we'll have our rear pipe, and we'll have the tailpipe there. So this is what we call a full exhaust system. Just in case you also want to know, this is the cat map. Cat map means it's not cat pusa. Map of catalytic, and your catalytic converter stock location is here. So at the back of that, we call the cat map. Because back cat sounds kind of dumb, cat map sounds weird. That's the generally accepted term when identifying exhaust components. So again, these are the headers. There you go. This is the tip. Some people still don't know what to call it. I don't know what. And this whole thing is the midsection. This is the rear. And your wheels are here. So let's go ahead and install it.
Okay, we're done with our patrol tuning. So that's with the exhaust installed, that's with the stock intake. Well, we removed the air buff, removed the filter, and this is what we got. This dotted red line is our stock horsepower. Mind you, this is an older 2013, 2014 patrol, so they really have lower horses, so it's 250 to the wheel. This is in four-wheel drive mode, by the way, so if you're interested in crank horsepower, four-wheel drive on this car is easily 80 to 90 horses out the window from the rated what's on the paper. So on paper, I believe this thing's about 357 horse. So okay, fine. Let's peg it close to 100 horse. So 100 horse just goes away because of the four-wheel drive system. It's really like that. If you feel bad, there's not a damn thing you can do about it. It's just really like that. So this green line is after our full exhaust system. So we went from 250 to 2. Hey, the mouse doesn't. There you go. The mouse doesn't work. So 251 to 285. So that's effectively 30 horses, right? 30 plus horses right there. It's with a full exhaust with our long tube header, the 3-inch pipe, our custom muffler and everything. Then this is after tuning. So went from 385 to 314. So that's another almost another 30 horses ish. So total, if we look at this graph here from stock to after it being tuned, there's around 55, 60 horses. It's pretty typical for what we see in a V8. So that's what it is. So if you really want to make yourself feel better, you take that 100 horses that we subtracted from the drivetrain loss, you can add it to the 314 value, and then you get 414 at the crank, which is pretty much what the newer patrols do anyway. The ones that are 2017, I believe, to until the present. So that's with the newer V8 engine. Yeah, so 65 horses, and torque-wise, we went from 375 to 500. So it's those about 100, 125 Newton meters more. This one is really big, this one down here, at 250 to 475 Newton meters. So it's not exactly double, but it's pretty much effectively double your torque at a very low 2,200 RPM, which you will be needing for when you step on the pedal and overtake people. Okay, the mechanical parts of our patrol are done. So the brakes are in, the exhaust is in, the tuning is done. And by the way, for this one, we used Unichip because we did try to remap this car. It doesn't work. Although this is a 2013, 2014 patrol, it uses the ECU of the older 07, 08 V8, which that cannot be remapped. So again, it is what we call a Asian parts bin recycle special. So they use old components and dump it into a new car. That's really how it is. It's not the only time we've seen it. We've seen several models also, not just from Nissan, Honda, Toyota, that they use old hardware and put it into new cars and sell them as new. So our next step for this one, we'll be sending it for paint and body kit. Of course, front and back, the side step there will be changed, everything, so to the Nismo one. And we'll also be, the last thing we'll be installing is this fancy ass gauge, which is this one. This thing is a digital gauge from Carburetor. It's a Canadian company, and it's goddamn expensive for a gauge. It's like 1,800, 1,900 Canadian. Dang. So what it does is basically it is a completely digital gauge. Ooh, it's the first time I'm going to be opening this thing. Ooh. Dang. Wow, it's pretty thin. So installation should be straightforward. There is a harness here. So this sucker should plug here. This sucker should plug here. Then these two things should plug into the original socket at the stock gauge. So it should be here at the back. There's two of it here in the stock gauges, so these should plug right in, and once you start the car, it should fire up right away. So we'll leave this for last.
Dynamo starts recording.